Okay, it is the Imperialist player turn of the third game turn of the Bouvines or Bouvines scenario from the game The Age of Chivalry. We have this blue army here occupying this high ground is an Imperialist army under Otto. Facing them, this orange tan color is a French army under Philip. So go right to check for units to be out of command. Imperialist units. Here we have a infantry formation under Hugh with an advance order. Here we have in the center front, we have an infantry formation under Brabart. Back here we have Otto with some heavy cavalry. We have we have a formation here under Boulogne that has already been heavily taken heavy losses from a fight that happened up here in the front of the Imperialist right. Over here on the Imperialist left, we have a formation here that was under Arnulf, who was killed earlier, and this is a replacement leader. Underneath the replacement leader is a heavy cavalry, which has already taken some losses. In the back here we have some infantry, Flanders infantry. The leader is here, Verdun. Back here with this routed unit, and that formation has a stand order. So all units look like they are within command range. Command range is the center value on the leader, so Hugh has a command span of 6. Brabart has a command span of 4, Otto 5, and so forth. But right now it looks like all units are within the command span of their leader. Yeah, Verdun back here also has a command span of 6, like Hugh over here. So all units look like they are in command. Go to the Imperialist movement phase. Okay, by orders. So each formation has to follow its given order. So Hugh has an advance order. So these units must move a minimum. They must end their turn 1 hex closer to the nearest enemy combat unit. So the nearest enemy combat units would be these two. Yeah, these two. This stack here, heavy cavalry with the leader William, and this infantry, Picardy infantry right here. So yeah, so they have to advance. So what they'll do is the skirmisher, which is not part of the formation. Skirmishers don't follow the order chits. This skirmisher bowman will move up 1. Same with this skirmisher bowman, and then Hugh's infantry will advance 1, putting them 1 hex closer to these enemy units. Brabart here in the center has a stand order, so they can stay put. They could move 1 hex, but yeah, they'll stay put. Otto back here has a reserve order. Otto is going to try to change his order. They might as well it might as well attack. So oh wait, can't change order until the start of the next game turn. So they keep their reserve orders. They will not move. Reserve combat units that begin a turn closer than 5 hexes to an enemy unit, this infantry guy right here, and this one. These infantry here are within 5 of Otto's heavy cavalry there. May only move in such a way that at the end of the movement phase they are 5 or more hexes away from the closest enemy combat unit. So basically away from these infantry units here. So they'll stay put for now. Here, stand order. They have the opportunity, so they will. They're actually going to move 1 hex, leaving an enemy Zoc. Combat unit that begins the movement phase in an enemy Zoc may move out of that Zoc if it has a retreat, stand. Okay, they have a stand order. Muster a reserve command, and it is in command. It is in command. Okay, so they're going to move. What they'll do, it would be a free facing change to the rear. Then it would be 1 movement point back here, and then it would be 2 movement points to rotate back around. But that is a 1 hex move, which is permissible by the stand order there. Over here, infantry. This infantry wants to change facing so that he can attack this stack. That is all the imperialist movement. Okay, the defensive fire. So, which French units can fire? This infantry unit, targets are out of range. Here we have some infantry that have 1 hex shooting range. The unit that they fire at is the same unit that they will have to melee if they're going to melee. So we'll do all fire against a hex must be completed before moving on to another hex. All fire combat is resolved in a target hex before resolving fire combat in another combat hex. So this infantry unit will fire at that infantry unit adjacent. So fire, infantry, range 1, no range modifier. So it's just flat infantry, there's 3, no effect. Here this infantry will fire at this stack. No change, it's flat. 1, miss, no effect. This infantry also fire against that stack. 8, so that is a morale check. So morale check for this stack, which is Brabant, and this reduced infantry unit. Reduced infantry unit has a morale of 5, which is the value in the top right. So it currently has a morale of 5. And I'll subtract 1 for being stacked with a leader. So 5 minus 1, 4. He passes his morale check. This bow skirmisher unit will fire at the heavy unit there. The 2 heavy cavalry units here. Bow at 2 range is no range modifier, but minus 1 for being heavy cavalry. So 4 minus 1, no effect. This bow unit, it's the same stack. So 8 minus 1 is 7, which is a morale check. The top We have 2 heavy cavalry units here under auto. Oh, never mind, he has a 1 step loss. It's not 2 heavy cavalry units, that's 1 heavy cavalry unit. It's already had a step loss, already taken a step loss. So his morale is 7, which is on the counter, -1 for 1 step loss of 6. Current morale of 6, and 4 he passes his morale test. Morale check. Over here, no fire combat, and that's it. So that's it for the French defensive fire. Go to the Imperialist offensive fire. I got some bow units. You got a bow unit here, fire against the infantry there at 2 hexes. 10. That is a step loss. So the infantry unit there is going to take a step loss, which means I'll flip him over. He has a reduced morale, goes from 7 down to 5. He then has to pass his morale check. 9, he fails morale check. So he took the step loss and now he failed the morale check. He'll go back 1, 2, and 3. And route marker goes on. Okay, this bow unit here will fire at fire at the stack here. William with the heavy cavalry. So it's heavy cavalry, so it's -1. So bow -1, 6 down to 5 is no effect. Got infantry here. He cannot fire. He can only fire to his front hexes. He doesn't have a target. But here, back to Brabar. Okay, so he does have fire capability. The leader makes no or provides no modifier for ranged combat. He will fire at the center infantry unit here. Infantry range 1, 4, no effect. Here, no, we do have some, we definitely have some offensive fire here. We have this Flanders infantry going to fire at this exhausted French heavy cavalry. So it's still infantry -1. 3, 2, no effect. This infantry fire against this exhausted stack. That is, I assume, also heavy cavalry. Infantry -1, 5, 4, no effect. And then finally, this infantry, same exhausted stack. 9, -1 is 8, which is a morale check for the exhausted stack there. The effects of being exhausted. Is a +1 die roll modifier to his morale checks. So that is a penalty. So that will basically offset the leader presence. So a morale of 6. Down 1 for the leader to 5, +1 for being exhausted is back up to 6. And 2, so he passes his morale check. Oh, back up. He has 2 step losses already, so it's 6 -2 for the step losses is 4. Okay, he still rolled a 2, so he still passed. So that's the end of French or imperialist offensive fire. Now we go to melee. Prepare melee. I don't know. 3. No. Odds are not that good. We'll just melee over here on the imperialist left. Definitely the definitely melee here, and then melee these two together against it. Basically melee against the two exhausted French stacks. So first here we have 6 against 3. If defending, an exhausted unit suffers a 1 right column shift during melee combat. 1 right. And that is not on the player aid card. Alright, so 6 infantry against heavy cavalry. Okay. All right. That's 2 to 1. All right. We have infantry against heavy cavalry is 1 left. Goes down to 3 to 2. But he's exhausted, so it's back up to 2 to 1. Okay. And then their stand order doesn't do anything. Yep, so 2 to 1. 2 to 1 is a 5 and a 2 to 1. DR, Defender Retreat. 1 hex. Exhausted unit can retreat here because this stack's zone of control is this way, not to the rear. Now, do they have to advance? I think they do. Okay. If a defender vacates a hex as a result of melee, this is a DR result, or skirmish unit result, the attacker must advance 1 combat unit. Advance. Yeah, let's stay like that. So then we go back to, or not back to, we go to this melee. We know we have 9 attacking strength. 9 against, this is 4 minus 2 is 2, so it's 9 to 2, which is 4 to 1. 4 to 1. Infantry against heavy cavalry is 1 left, 3 to 1. They're exhausted, back up to 4 to 1, and they have a flank attack bonus. 1 right again, so it's 5 to 1. 5 to 1 is 7, and a 5 to 1. Still a DR. Okay, I don't think he can retreat. Cannot retreat here because of this unit SOC. He cannot retreat here because of this unit SOC. He cannot retreat here because of this unit SOC, and this unit SOC, and this unit SOC. So he cannot retreat, which means he takes a step loss, which means that he's eliminated because he's already taken 2. And then the St. Paul is eliminated. Leader stacked with a combat unit or units that are eliminated during melee is killed if no friendly units remain in the hex. Leader is flipped to its replacement leader's side. Move to the nearest friendly combat unit under the leader's command. So he would move to right here, this cavalry unit, the replacement leader. And he keeps the same order. I got rid of the order, didn't I? How did I do that? How did I do that? Attack order. And there we go. Oh. Actually, the nearest unit is there. Never mind. Nearest unit is here. Yep. Alright. Right. That is melee for the Imperialist. Now the rallies, and we don't start checking for victory until turn 5. First rallies. This unit is routed and is within command span of William here. So it has a current morale of 5. Whoops, wrong side. Not the French side, Imperialist. Alright, let's check for Imperialist. Here we do have a muster order. This is Bouvines. This heavy cavalry unit has taken 1 step loss. So his morale is 5. 5. And subtract 1 for being with the leader. 3. So he rallies. He rallies because he rolled under his modified morale. Okay, this unit belongs to Bouvines as well. Oh no, I'm sorry, that he belongs to Brobard, but he is within command span because Brobard has a command span of 4, and he's only 2 hexes away. His current morale is 7. But routed units have to add 1 to their morale check. Yeah, plus 1 to their die roll. So it's 10. He definitely did not make it. So he routes 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This unit is, yes, he's also under Babar, but he is outside of his command span. So he would just sit there routed. And over here, again, we have a leader. So it is, current morale is 4, but it is plus 1 to the die roll for being routed, minus 1 for the morale check. So it's just even. 4 less 3. Oh, so he rallies just in time for hitting the edge of the map there. Okay, so those are the rallies. So that ends this game turn.